I'm always a little bit fascinated by larders. I kind of love them. If I can find some fairy lights, I'm going to put some fairy lights in there as well. There's my Christmas cake, which I've just fed. And then, the best thing. Imbeciles literally left just at the front of the house. The smell as well. It is like the best mulled wine. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Rare Birds Christmas Diaries. This is just a little thing that I'm doing, hopefully concurrently with my normal vlog, just where I kind of do things to get ready for Christmas, to avoid nervous breakdowns closer to the time, and basically I take you with me. So today's will be kind of, it involves a little bit of time travel, but don't be disturbed by this. It's just that later on we're going to zoom back in time to before the kitchen units were put in. So that's okay, because I'm going to show you the delicious pudding that I do for Christmas Day, which is really lovely. So you can always zoom ahead to that if you're not interested in this bit. Now this bit is, I'm just going to sort out my larder a little bit, because I've started buying things for Christmas, food things, and obviously I've got no room in my larder, because as with literally every cupboard space that you have in a kitchen, somehow they just always fill up, don't they? So what I thought I'd do, I'm going to sort that out, and I won't like spend hours on it with you. I'll just kind of basically show you what I've done, and then I'm going to show you what I've bought so far for Christmas, for the food. And what I'm going to do is anything excess that's in the larder, and I will show you the larder and everything, I'm going to put in the slightly inaccessible spaces of my new cupboards, because I think, you know, those spaces right round the corner of a cupboard, they're a good thing, they're a good place to put things that I'm not going to use right now. So anything in my larder that I'm not particularly interested in right now, food-wise, I'm just going to store away. And once again, I draw attention to the beauty that is rose hips. Yeah, I'm very into them. You've probably noticed that, haven't you? Anyway, let's get cracking. First of all, I'm going to show you a before on the larder situation. I'm always a little bit fascinated by larders. I kind of love them. If I can find some fairy lights, I'm going to put some fairy lights in there as well, because it's all gorgeous, isn't it? Anyway, right. I will be back one sec. Okay, so just to show you where my larder is, it's this little thing here, and it's an original larder because it's got vents at the top and at the bottom. You know, it's sort of built to be a larder. So let me just show you. So here we go. This is basically as it was when I bought it, except I have put electricity in here. How about that? We like that. So here we have obligatory herbs and spices. I might not even get into those right now, but this is the situation. You see, I just know if this is organised better, that I can create a lot of space here. There's just recycling at the bottom, a little fire extinguisher, organised, and then these are just the pipes, you know, when they put the central heating in, these are the pipes to run the water upstairs. But yeah, you can see there's the vent right at the top, and then there's another one right at the bottom. Anyway, I'm going to start emptying out this a little bit and then see what I can basically displace elsewhere. Don't laugh at me, but I literally scheduled about half an hour to do this. I feel like I've been here for hours. Excuse all my equipment. Look, I have emptied two completely. I've got a big load, I've got a pile of stuff. Hang on. I've got some very unpleasant things here that can be thrown away. Listen to that. Ooh. Listen to that. Would anyone like a nice cup of Horlicks? Empty. What about some, I don't even know what it is, but it expired in 2022. Organic black beans. Dalesford, tragically years out of date. This marigold stuff, which is just amazing. It's just rock solid. And this little jar here, well, let me tell you. Once upon a time it was sort of things like chopped nuts, mixed nuts, a lot of nuts, but there are little things in there. So that whole lot is being thrown away. I found some nice things though. Didn't know I had this, honey bush tea. It sounds delicious. You know, it's Babylon Storen, which is the newt. Very tasty. You can have that. Grizzly situation. So just to recap, I've emptied out those two. I'm going to keep this for, that's my baking one. And then I'm just going to tidy up those. But, you know, it's Quince's stuff and what have you. And then recycling, well, that just goes every week anyway. Yeah, okay. So we're getting there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Again, a lot of displacement. But at times like this, I always find good to stop for a little Toblerone snack. Note, chopped it up into smaller pieces just so I can, you know, preserve the teeth I've managed to hold on to thus far. Anyway, I will be back. Okay, I feel like that took a very long time. Anyway, so I'll show you in a sec, but look, this is my little mini purchases so far. So remember, I've got the Christmas cake, I've got the pudding for Christmas Day, which will follow after this bit of video, and then I've also got something else which I've made. Well, it's the Italian stuffing, but you just won't have seen that video yet. So anyway, so I went to Waitrose and I bought, it's like one of those memory games, so it wouldn't be very difficult because it's almost the same. But this, I got this delicious cremel. And it's just lovely, and when I bought it was on a special offer. So I've actually got 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got another 2 in the car. 3 in the car, so I've got 8 bottles of that. So it's just nice to drink, isn't it? And in fact, I know it's really nice because I brought it for book club, and we drank it last night and it was delicious. Then I have deliciousness. So cheese biscuits, incredibly important. Cars, yummy. And then these are Peter's Yard, which it's a Scottish brand. And, well, I say it's a Scottish brand. I only think that because I used to see it in Edinburgh all the time. Anyway, there's sourdough suckers. And then, well, on the subject of cheese biscuits, so Alice went to a Christmas fair and she got, where are my glasses? She bought spicy gooseberry chutney, apple and ginger chutney, green tomato chutney, quince jelly. Now that's rubbing salt into the wound because I should have made that, but anyway. And then, so I didn't know that she'd got these, but in Waitrose I got fig and balsamic chutney and quince and pear. So that's delicious. And then I got just fondant icing and marzipan. So it's a small inroad anyway, but it all just helps. I mean, particularly helps. Anything that you don't have to get last minute is fabulous, isn't it? Yeah, I know it's not very much, but anyway, it's something. It's something. So I'm going to put these in the larder now, and then I will show you. Yeah, and I think but mainly I do this just save, you know, heaving stuff back in bulk from the supermarket. It's hideous to go later in December. Little trips are the way forward as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I will show you in a sec. And there we go. That's it looking a lot better. So cheese and biscuits there. That's just my general baking one. That's general food because I might need to eat between now and Christmas. So there's just like pasta and rice and just stuff like that. And then there's my Christmas cake, which I've just fed. And then, yeah, the alcohol up there. So there's just a lot more room. Oh, look. There's the lovely slow vodka. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Look at that. You see? That is so much better, and it's a better height. We like that. So let's get cracking with some more Christmas prep. Let's clear the table. So today we are going to make something which I always serve after Christmas lunch, and it is literally the best thing. It's so delicious. It's Nigella Lawson's baked plums. Right, yes. So it is baked spice aromatic plums, because obviously it is rich because you serve it with something called Barbados cream. But it's also just lighter than a normal pudding because it is literally, the ingredients are literally plums, red wine, bay leaves, cinnamon, cloves, star anise, cardamom and honey, and that's it. And it's just the easiest thing, and the thing that I love about it the most, I actually always cook double because it's lovely, is that you can sort of cook it now and it takes like half an hour, it's literally nothing, and then you can leave it to cool, put it in freezer bags, label it up, and then it's just done. And then on the day you literally just take it out and stick it in a saucepan and just reheat it on the stove, and it just couldn't be easier. And the thing that you serve it with is something called Barbados cream, which is a recipe that I think Nigella Lawson got from her grandmother. And it's equal quantities of double cream. The thing is with this on wheels, because I can clamp, obviously I can clamp it down, but I can't be bothered right now. But because it has sort of these brakes on it. But I love it, I'm so excited. I'm going to put this here, let's have some prettiness. I showed you these the other day. If any of you watch my regular vlog, you'll know about the pretty rose hips. Oh, and somebody suggested, you know, the poppy seed things, which would have been unbelievably stunning. And if I had them in my garden, I'd be, you know, the seed pods, the massive poppy pods things, I would have used those. But anyway, that's lovely. Okay, so just going back to the Nigella Lawson's, this is, I think, her grandmother's recipe, and it's literally equal quantities of double cream and Greek yogurt. And then what you do is you mix those two things together so they're sort of soft and floppy and delicious. And then you put them in, I guess you could put them in, if you're doubling quantities, you put them in 2 shallow bowls, but you need like a shallow, so you spread it out on the shallow thing. What you then do is you just sprinkle demerara sugar over the top. In fact, it says, yeah, demerara or brown or soft brown sugar, and you sprinkle it over the top and you leave that for a while. So it's almost like the sugar melts in, and it is literally the most delicious thing on earth. And then you would serve this warm from the oven, and then you spoon over that, and it's utterly delicious. The other options are you could have it with custard, or you could have it just with normal cream, I guess. But what, you know, it's Christmas, have the Barbados cream, do it. It's utterly delicious, and it also looks incredibly beautiful because it's this really, really dark, beautiful, quite elegant dessert, just because it's literally just halved. Anyway, I'm going to get cracking with this, and then I will show you what I've done. Okay, literally so many hours later, because in the interim, I've had somebody servicing the boiler. I had a massive piece of wood delivered that was 8 feet by 4 feet by 18 mil. Sorry, I'm mixing up my things there, but you know, just a huge thing that imbeciles literally left just at the front of the house. So Alice and I had to get it in the pouring rain, kind of with the assistance of a roller skate. So anyway, so that was quite a spectacle. And then Wendy and I have been transporting her plants here, so they're currently outside, so I'm going to bring them in a minute because I'm looking after them while she's on her travels. But amongst all of that, I have actually, I'm just tidying up, so I've been prepping this deliciousness. Okay, so basically what you do is you cut, by the way, the plums can be any quality, it literally doesn't matter. In fact, the ones that I bought were just, you know, really cheap supermarket ones, and ones that you ripen at home, you know, which is, you know, not good. Anyway, but look, So you just cut them in half and you take the stone out, for goodness sake. We don't want any dental incidents over Christmas. So because I'm doing double the amount, you know, obviously I've got, look, here's the other tray. And the important thing here is that you lay them flat, because there will be enough, you know, kind of liquor, as it were, to pour over them if they fill the area, and then they'll have enough to kind of bathe in. So there's that. And then all of the other ingredients, which I think I read this earlier, it feels like weeks ago now, but all the other ingredients are in here, okay? And it's just literally red wine, bay leaves, ground cinnamon, cloves, star anise, cardamom pods or ground cardamom, and a load of honey. And if you're doing this for vegans, you can do it with maple syrup as well. You know, it's totally fine. So what I will do now is I just literally bring this to the boil. So I should actually know how to do this off by heart, but the weird thing is I only actually ever did it at Christmas, I guess because that makes it special. Yes, so put all the other ingredients in a saucepan, bring to the boil, then you pour it over the plums, and then you cover tightly with foil, and you put them in the oven for 1 hour or until the plums are tender, and then you literally just let it cool down and then bag it up. And I'm quite pleased. Where is it? I actually bought some reasonable quality bags. And do you know what I'm going to do? In a fit of crazed organisation, I'm going to label these, you know, so actually, because I will have so many things in the freezer. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to bag them up. So remember, I've done double portions, which is, God, I mean, that would be enough. What does it say? See how recipes are usually, yeah. So this is for 8, so apparently that's for 16 people. Well, that's not for 16 people, but even so, I'm going to divide them into 4 separate things. Just because after Christmas lunch, you know, I can keep some in the freezer. I don't have to get it all out, and then, you know, people can have more if they want it, but you don't have to keep reheating things. Does that make any sense? Or like maybe in January there'll be some left. I'm into making January not an utter nightmare horror story. Okay, so I'm just waiting for that to do 4 of these. Like so. And then, yeah, and I just use any old wine. So just nice, you know, decent red wine, that's quite nice. And again, any old honey. It's one of those things where it is beautiful because of everything together. It's like there's no hero within it. It's just literally beautiful nectar all together with just very average plums, and the plums just absorb everything. And so, you know, and you can put it, yes, let me show you, because obviously I won't be able to show you serving it up because that will be at Christmas, that's ages away. But, you know, like if you put it in there, very cute thing. You could put some plums in there and then just a dollop of the Barbados cream. And the Barbados cream is, sorry, that light is monstrous, is visually very beautiful because it's that beautiful kind of whitish cream, but it has this, you know, kind of golden, tawny golden bronze, you know, running through it. It's really beautiful. I'll show you another plate as well. Yeah, this is, I haven't shown you this before, and again, I wanted to show you it properly. This is another lovely Casa Bianca, and you probably can't see, but the edge is kind of like a pink, deep pinkish red, and then the stripe. You know, so again on there, it would be so lovely. You know, you could make any really quite ordinary food look beautiful. Well, you know all this anyway. Or you could even have it like that, you know, just gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to wait for this to heat up and then I'll pour it over and I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. I'll show you it when it comes out of the oven, and then that will be probably enough, because I don't think you need to see me decant it into there. Anyway, I will be back. Okay, here we go. So this is, let me see if I can show you. This is just coming up to the boil. So just everything is combined. I mean, it was really only the honey that needed to, you know, sort of just melt down. So that's delicious. So now we pour this in here. Oh my God, it's just the smell as well. It is like the best mulled wine you've ever had in your life. By the way, I leave all the bits in there because they're just really easy to pull out, you know, after it's cooked, and I just think it just adds more, including the star anise, which kind of scare me. They look like spiders. Look. Another whopping spider in the house this morning. It's fun times. Managed to get it out, and I swear to God, I took it out into the garden. I took it quite away from the front door, and I swear it chased me back in the house. It was a beast. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, now this is actually demonstrating very well how this needs to be. And let me just put bay leaf in there. Got to be fair. Let me see if I can just show you. Let me put the light on for a minute. Goodness me, that's better light. See how beautiful. OMG. It's absolutely gorgeous. And do you see how they're kind of semi-submerged? It's like, you know, the liquor is sort of halfway up, which is exactly how you want it. You know, it can't be dry, otherwise it's just going to be a disaster. So, in fact, I might even just take a little bit out of that one and put it in that one. But basically what I will do then is just cover them really tightly with foil. Goes into the oven, 160 degrees for an hour. Hi there. It's ridiculous o'clock the next morning, so I'm going to work today. And they needed to just say dry out. It's so early. They needed to cool down overnight. So I'm just doing this really quickly just to show you what they look like. Now, let me see if I can avoid tipping this all over the floor and my. You see? Obviously it's terrible light, but anyway, they're just squidgy deliciousness, and what we're going to do right now is we are going to get I'm just going to bag them up. I will edit this out. I will reduce this, I literally don't know what I'm saying. I'm really tired. You can see, here we go. Yeah, and I do just take out, if I see those, I take them out. You can see how sort of syrupy the sauce is. It's just delicious. Right. There we go. So that's one. In fact, I'll just do it in 2 bags. Look, you see? And now that will go straight into my freezer. And that is that. 1 bag of spiced plums. I will do the others. They'll go in the freezer, ready to go, deliciousness. And then you literally just, Christmas morning, just take them out of the freezer. And I would get that and I'll just sit it in a bowl just on the side somewhere to defrost. And all you need is just, you know, literally a couple, you know, however many you want. And then with a scoop of the Barbados cream. And just remember with the Barbados cream, you need to do it. You need to put it in a shallow thing. So almost, you know, this is probably a poor example, but you want something with a big surface area so that you can sprinkle the demerara or the brown sugar over the top, and it sort of just settles in and everybody gets a piece of it, and it's just beautiful. Anyway, can I show you something lovely? Look, Alice bought it for me. Can you see? How lovely is that? In fact, I am about to make my coffee, so I will get on with that. I'll get on with my day, and you have a good one.